Why do so many people love a frame that the community spent years clowning on? Now, back in 2019 and even into the 2020s, I've heard pretty much everything you could possibly say about Inaros. He's boring, he's just a health bar, he has no abilities, extremely outdated, a sleep frame. The list goes on and on. And despite that, he's had a loyal player base since he was trash. Now, with recent reworks and updates and everything over the past couple years, Inaros can now nuke rooms just like pretty much any other frame. With the latest biggest update in 2025, when Uriel came out, they came out with new arcanes, which allows health tanking even in level cap. Getting arcane persistence is almost mandatory on Inaros now. Build up armor and then you can pretty much survive for eternity. It sounds amazing, and it is. It's absolutely fantastic. But Inaros used to be so bad. What changed? Well, first off, they reworked his abilities. Absolutely glorious. Devour used to be so bad that if you went Inaros, you were just clowned on for taking up a slot on the team. Now, if you go Inaros, you have amazing grouping capabilities. You don't have too much in terms of team utility, but he can now nuke with ease. All you have to do is throw an elemental sandstorm, build up a relatively decent melee stat stick, build up for just status chance and all that good stuff. Cast your 4 to start armor stripping some enemies, then cast your second to group them all up. And as you twirl them around like a disco ball in the air, you can wait for the time to run out, equip your melee, and then do a nice little heavy attack on the ground. This will pretty much kill every single enemy. If you have on a great slam build for your melee weapon, you could kill enemies at extremely high levels. Mine is basic at best, it's not the best. But there are players out there that spend a little bit longer making a build and will make stuff that could do billions of damage. That doesn't explain why people love him. Pretty much every frame can nuke. They just made Inaros capable of doing what other frames can do. What people actually love is the near-immortality. It's almost impossible to die with Inaros. With the properly built Inaros, dying should be the least of your concerns. Now, I have a horrible build, just absolutely abysmal. I don't have any form in it, so it's going to stay that way. But if you get arcane persistence, like I mentioned, you can't take damage over a certain amount so long as your armor is above 700. This is the same at unranked as it is at rank 5. The only difference is the amount of damage you can't be hit for. At rank 5, you can't hit for more than 500 damage per second. And at unranked, it's 750 damage per second. Regardless of which rank it is, both of those are fantastic. Being not able to take more than 750 damage in a second is amazing, especially when at level cap, you're usually dead in a second if you can't shield gate or anything like that properly. And with Sandstorm, this turns you immortal as you use it. So the moment you start taking too much damage, you cast this and you're golden. Scarab Shell allows you to absorb incoming status effects and reducing damage while also increasing your armor. This is incredibly important because status effects are one of the most likely things to kill you when you get to those really high levels. Now, just these two alone for survivability and comfort, glorious. That's why quite a lot of people use them. Scarab Swarm is great for dealing corrosion damage, which can start stripping enemy armor. So with some armor stripping, survivability via his 2 and 3, Desecration gets some more survivability by blinding some enemies with some crowd control and then stealing their health. And though I forgot to mention it, your second ability also heals you as you use it. So his first ability is the most consumed ability on him. That's not to say it's bad, it's just not as good as the other two. Now, from what I've noticed that people love the most about him, not only is it stress-free gameplay, the melee synergy. Melee players love Inaros. Being able to group enemies up and then slam down on them is just a great feeling. And beyond that, he's very comfortable in solo play. Being able to heal yourself, survive mistakes, ignore status effects, and operate entirely without relying on any teammate, there's nothing not to love about that. So being a casual solo player, even in Steel Path, there's a reason many people would pick Inaros now over other frames who only have high damage going for them or other stuff like that. And with that being said, that's pretty much just about it. That's pretty much all I could find on why people love him. There's probably a lot of other reasons, but Region Chat was really stupid today. So, with that being said, that's just about it. Now, tell me, what do you love about Inaros, or rather, do you love him or hate him? I personally think he's amazing. The reworks did him justice, and he's definitely one of my more comfortable frames to play in Steel Path solo. Even with no forma and this shitty build I have going on, he's able to comfortably carry me through any Steel Path mission I want. And so, with that being said, that's pretty much just about it. Until next time.